Good day, good day. It's another live stream by Rebel Against Defeat. Thanks for coming. We got El Manani Abdella. Hello. Hopefully I said that right. Good to see you. Today's live stream is all about, good to see you, Matt, is all about the emotional bank account. The emotional bank account does not exist. What you did for her yesterday does not exist today. Women are emotional. That's all they care about. So if you think what you did today and yesterday and the last month makes any sense, it doesn't. They run off their emotions, and that's all there is to it. But hey, I'm glad you guys are here. It's Friday night. I figured, I've got some time, and I wanted to just, connect with some of my posse and just kind of spread some experience that I've had about my life. But yeah, the topic today is emotional bank accounts don't exist. So we have a tendency as men to think that what we did 6 months ago, a year ago, 6 years ago makes sense. It doesn't. All right. They could care less. Remember, women run off emotions, okay? First and foremost, emotions. It's only in the now that anything exists. So you can't fight that, A lot of guys say to themselves, look, I did everything right 2 years ago. I took care of her father, her mother, her brother, her sister. I took care of her bills. I nursed her back to health. It doesn't matter. Women only care about what they have in the moment. They don't care about what you did for them or their family. And that's just female nature. There's nothing you can do about it but realize, but what you did today doesn't make any sense down the road. So swallow that pride and move forward. Remember, there's only one thing you can say to a woman, which is, I can't imagine what you're going through. That's it. That's all you can say to a woman. I can't imagine what you're going through. Delta Jungly 810, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to see my friends in the chat. Keep sending me questions. But I was thinking today on my ride, I invested quite a bit into that woman, and it didn't amount to a hill of beans. So we need to prepare ourselves, exactly how to maintain that. So I got Randy Rides. Ontario just ruled alimony to a guy. I saw that. There's like 4 or 5 channels going off on that. That dude lost. I mean, that's the Duluth model. I mean, it's crazy. It is. I talked about one of my videos. I talked about a friend of mine who lived with a lady. She moved into his house. He was on the deed, and he was forced to move out of his own house. When they sold it, he had to give half the money to her. Go figure. But then in Portland, Oregon. Matt, sup, brother? Always good to see you. Sound engineer. I always love your comments. Very solid. Love all you guys' comments, by the way. I don't know what's behind the sound engineer 3. It looks like Russian or some sort of Croatian, but I always love to hear you guys. Always chime in to the comments, the whatever we got. It helps everybody out. People ask me, "Do you do this for money?" Why would I do it for money, man? It's ridiculous. Some of these guys, I mean, if you're big, you got Richard Cooper, you got Greg Adams, and that's great. They make money off it. I think Greg doesn't monetize his channel, but he sells other things. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for helping myself and others. That's it. I've got, again, 2 of my friends have left this life based on a woman. If I can stop one person, I was a success. I was at the gym today, and 2 kids were, you're absolutely right, Matt. Money is always evil, and that's what women crave. They crave resources and status, nothing else. They don't crave your love. I would love a woman to debate me. They do not crave love. They crave status, resources, and sustenance. So thank you, Randy. So the bottom line is this: I'm at the gym lifting weights. 2 kids. I think they were 3rd year in college, and one of them is talking about his girlfriend, how his girlfriend's throwing all these demands on him to get married. So I went up to him and I said, "Brother, I'm 48. You're probably 21. I got some time on you, but I don't want to give any unsolicited advice. But I'm going to tell you this: if you cave into that woman and give her what she wants, she will disrespect you for the rest of your life. You hold your ground. You're the prize. You set whatever boundaries. And I would tell you this: if you get with her now, you'll be divorced. I don't want to be, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but that's the reality. You can't get married when you're 21 and expect to go through life. I got married at 25 and was divorced by 45. Well, actually got married at 24, divorced at 43. So I'm 5 years into it. So, the reality is this. You have to understand, a woman, her beauty can completely intoxicate you. And you got to get through that. It happens to me. I see beautiful women every day, but I have to remind myself what's behind that, right? Because if you don't get it, you're going to get back on that plantation. Freaky Jersey Tales, hermano mío, hablando muy bien español. Thank you. Peter V, you're doing the right thing, Rad. Young men like me need guys like you. You know what? If I had a guy, we didn't have the internet when I was 21. So, or the way it was. And if you can help anybody, just to understand it, and you know what? It could be something as simple as, hey, why are these women shaking their butts and having these TikTok? And why do they want so much attention? What's wrong? Just a simple question like that. Ask these young guys, why do they need so much attention? Do they not have self-confidence? Do they not have what? It doesn't make any sense to me. So that's that. I always say that to my boys. Hey, boys, there's a lot of attractive girls. Ask them why they need so much attention. Why are they shaking their behinds? What does that do? That seems very provocative in a very sexual way. I thought they wanted to be loved for themselves. So thank you, Peter. Sound engineer, nothing lasts forever. Maintaining frame in marriage is a myth. Absolutely. Frame only exists for 3 to 4 weeks. I've tested it. Randy, I'm almost 53. The women who like me are the ones who say they don't. Luckily for me, I have no interest in any of them. That is a wise man right there. Wise man. Everything. Just work on yourself. That's all I can say. Write more books. You're author of 7 books. You should be author of 17 books by now. So, John Boston in the house. This guy knows what up. He's been through it. Good to see you, brother. Gracias, hermano. Otro día, otro dollar. Exactly. Otro dolor. Otro dolor. because they are un dolor. And dolor in Spanish means pain. And it could also mean dólar means dollar. So good, Matt. Avoid the weddings. It's all for the women. It's all for the women. I went to a wedding and the last wedding I had gone to was my sister-in-law about 15 years ago. And I wasn't, I was still in my blue pill phase, being married. But the last one I watched, and it was, it's the truth. It is all for the woman. It is all about her currency. She wins the jackpot when she's married because that attention is through the roof. They could care less about that groom. That groom is a simp. He doesn't even make any decisions, right? Think about it. If you've been married, did you make the decision on the cake? Did you make the decision on your announcements, on the place where you're going to have the wedding, on the pastor? Probably not. I like the Mike Tao mumble rap future track. Good. Check out Freaky Jersey. He's got some great stuff. Funny, knows his stuff. So check him out. FJT gave me a shout out. I don't know, almost a year ago. So I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, Delta. I'm going to keep making videos. If anything, I'm making for myself. If one person sees them, and that's me, that's all that matters. Jawara, you're a wise man. Do not get with a girlfriend or a wife. There's no value in it. Again, the value is physical, and we know that value dries up. No pun intended. Yeah, weddings are great if you want free alcohol and just slap ass, basically. Men have people names, not PIN numbers. Yeah. I always thought, Matt, that I was a walking 16-digit 2 by 4.5 inch plastic card that sat in my pocket with a PIN number. So you're absolutely right, Sleeve. Wedding is just a funeral with a cake. You're out. You know what? It's the beginning of the end. And I should have, I didn't have this stuff. So you young guys, I got married at 24. That was 24 years ago, almost 25. Stay the hell away out of that. That's quicksand. It's literally quicksand. I remembered a quote that says that engineering is about understanding costs. As engineers, we always look for situations where outcomes outweigh the cost. Marriage is to be avoided. Is that truth or not, guys? Absolutely. Good for you. Ilmanani. I hope I said that right. So MGTOW absolute knowledge. Most of these chicks are ran through. All of them. Guys, they're all ran through. And they're hooking. I told my boys this. I said, I think I've talked about him. He's 19. I said, look, if you like a girl, do everything opposite your friends do. She will like you. But remember, she's got literally 50 to 60 orbiters at any given time giving her attention. So if you send her some stupid text emoji, now again, I push it, but I don't push it because I want them to understand, because if I push it really hard, they're going to, rebel like I did against my dad. So do the opposite. And they're ran through. Absolutely. I think marriage is the process of two people coming together to solve problems they didn't have before they were married. Sound engineer. Is that not the truth? Absolutely. Problems are created from when two people unite. McTowski, good to see you, brother. I always like your avatar. It's funny as hell. John, I got married in the late 90s. Married was okay until kids were born. Me too. I got married in 97. And then when kids were born, I became a father. She became a mother. There was no more union. 60-year-old rich guys get 20-year-old girls. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got money, you can nail anything. Just look at DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is still not married. He's nailing 25-year-olds every 6 months. What does that tell you? Yeah, multiple. I told you about that fat girl that lived above me when I first moved out of the marital house. She had a very pretty face, but extremely heavy. I would not touch her with literally a 1,000-foot pole. She had guys coming over all day long. And those Chads and Betas were on speed dial, MGTOW. Absolute knowledge. Absolutely. Reverend 20 Peace, what up? Hey, we're just hanging out here. Everybody just chilling. Ask away. Let's all help each other. John, you're absolutely right. You go foreign and you try to marry a gal, they're just going to bring them back. They're westernized. I mean, I kind of understand why they would do that. They get soured on the Western woman, thinking that some woman will love them, right? They haven't learned to love themselves. They haven't learned to be alone. And that's something that takes skill and time. So I can see why they do that, but then they end up in the same situation with a woman that's got a name like Mulan or, Layli or something like that, and they're sending all their money back. So I would not bring them back. All right, Megtowski, get back. 97, yeah, that was the year, right? Matchbox 20 was big back then. Who else is big? Smash Mouth. I mean, these are some of the bands on. Sugar Ray. You guys remember Sugar Ray? Fat chicks are like mopeds. Absolutely. Fun to ride, but you don't want your friends seeing you riding them. Marriage is a disease. It's an institution. It's bullshit. Let's be real. Guys have been through it. It's bullshit. Yeah. These women, I've been on, you know what, guys? 4 years ago, I went on a couple dates, foodie calls. Some of these gals just work the system. Once you know what you're looking for, you can figure that shit out real quick. None of them want a man's love or a heart. They want status and money. And if they say they don't, that's the biggest red flag of them all. Pearl Jam. Are we talking pre-Pearl Jam with Mother Love Bone? Before Eddie Vedder took over the vocals? Because I got lots to talk about that. I used to be a big Mother Love Bone and Mary's Danish fan out of Seattle, but the singer for Mother's Love Bone died, and Eddie Vedder took over, and they formed Pearl Jam with Stone Gossage. I'm a Portland guy, so I was into that early stuff back in the day before they played on the radio. It used to be guys wanting the farm girls for the same reason. They hadn't been corrupted yet. Sure. Randy, absolutely. Stabbing Westward. Oh, I got a sticker on my ghetto blaster down in the garage. I'll take a picture of that. Funny. That's funny. Sky Cries Mary, Stabbing Westward. I saw 9 Inch Nails in 1989 before they even came out. Pretty Hate Machine. I think Stabbing Westward was the opening band, if I'm not mistaken, with Sky Cries Mary. Everybody watch Freaky Jersey Future. Yeah, FJT. That guy is funny. He's good. He knows what up. He's got experience. Check him out. Mr. Sammy, hello, my friend. Sugar Ray was my childhood because adults played it everywhere. Oh, yeah. Now he's on, I think, Hollywood, some sort of Hollywood show. Mark McGrath. And who else was there? Cake. Cake was really big in those days, too. Reluctantly crouched at the starting line, engines pumping and thumping in time. My son, when he was born, he loved that song about 2 or 3. Food and booze and weed, yep. And wine, don't forget wine and cat food. Depeche Mode for me, I saw Depeche Mode with my sister. She loved him in 1987 on the Violator tour. The Violator tour. And I wasn't a Depeche Mode fan. I was more into rock music, but I went with her just because my dad said I need to chaperone her. They weren't too bad. They played their own instruments. A little too falsetto for me, but they're okay. Eddie Vedder version with Mother Love Bone. Yep. Mother Love Bone. The lead singer overdosed, I believe. And then somebody saw Eddie Vedder at a gas station, picked him up. They're okay, if you like some derivatives outside of Pearl Jam, check out Satchel, Satchel. Guy, the singer is a real heavy guy named Sean. Is it Sean Reyes? But the guitarist is Stone Gossage. So real bluesy R&B type with metal. Going the distance. Pizzagate. I've been asked that. Anything's possible, guys. I mean, anything's possible with power. Really. Wayfair, Pizzagate, you name it. Sublime was good. I was just listening to Alice in Chains tonight. It's funny you say that. One of my favorite songs is Wood, when Lane Staley, when he was alive. I think that's their best song, Wood, Would. Yeah. Even the new Alice in Chains with their new singer, William Duvall, the black guy, I think they're good too. Jerry Cantrell, he knows what he's doing. I mean, he is the sound of AIC. Pet Shop Boys. Yeah, I like those guys. I have no problem. Def Leppard. I love Def Leppard. I remember 6th grade Pyromania came out. Oh my gosh. Too Late for Love, Photograph. Amazing songs. STP. Yeah, I like those guys. Unfortunately, Scott Weiland left this life a little too early. I wonder why. Was a woman behind his addiction? You never know, but it's possible. That guy had a ton of fame, status, talented. Why would he need to take addictive substances to escape? Was there a female behind his demise? Was it depression? We don't know. So Henry Rollins, absolutely, man. Black Flag. I like Black Flag when Richard Rodriguez was the singer, and then Henry came on. I do. I've listened to his spoken word. He's very liberal for me, and I'm not a liberal. I'm very conservative in a lot of ways. I think conservatives are strong, but I do respect his talent. John, my ex-sister-in-law had a man in her life until online dating. She's a huge meta guy and lives with him now. Now she shows you how pathetic some men are to a chubby chick. Yeah, guys, I've seen chubby chasers that have 6-pack abs. And they're needy. Let's be real. Heaven Beside You, great song. And Angry Chair, yeah. And Nutshell. Nutshell is a wonderful song. And some of their new stuff, Your Decision, Voices, Stone, good stuff. Rush was still and is my favorite. I never got in. I got into Rush. I think I got into Presto. I like the Tom Sawyer. I don't know. For some reason, it never. I respect them. I'm glad they're in the Hall of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I love Neil Peart. I thought that guy was dope. When his wife and kid died, he rode his motorcycle from venue to venue to clear his head. I thought that guy. I think that guy was pretty red-pilled. But I'm glad that the band shut down when Neil died because I think that honors him. Absolutely. Respect him. Maybe I should get into him. Yeah. Dr. Dre should have listened to his own music. Well, NWA came out and it was I Ain't the One. You guys, you want to hear a 1986 rap song that's complete red pill? NWA stands for Niggers with Attitude. The song is I Ain't the One. That is a red pill song 34 years ago in rap. And I played it for my kid. Basically these gold diggers and Ice Cube singing I Ain't the One. He's not going to deal with that crap. Yeah, there are chubby chasers with 6-pack abs. I'm seriously. The chick that lived above me, she had 6'8" recruits for the Atlanta Hawks hitting her. Subdivision was my favorite Rush. Yeah, I've heard of them. I heard that album. Again, I never got into them as much. I was more like hair metal, glam metal at the time. But I respect them. Women were a big contributing part of my personal substance. Yeah, well, there you go. Who's going to stress you out more than a female, right? Red Pill and MGTOW made a hell of a difference. Yep, that is the only antidote you need, my friend. I'm a musician, and that's what drew me to Rush. Yeah, I got my guitar right here. I should pull it up right here. Give you guys a quick little, there's my Fender. Play it a lot. I play all sorts of music, rock, metal, country, whatever's fun to play. I could care less. So, John, whatever you play, let us know. Chubby chicks, the chubby chicks are like, they deal with guys like they would the famine. They eat a ton at first because they know they're not going to get it for a while. So they got to take care, right? Mohammed, I'm from Morocco. Hey, representing Morocco. Casablanca? Women are taught to serve their husband. Oh, I like that. And I just hope they don't get westernized through the internet. Unfortunately, most of the actors and musicians are the biggest simps. Yep. But listen to rap music today. Even country guys, simpy. They're fun to play the songs, but absolute simpy. Look at De Niro. I love Robert De Niro. 35 years ago, he's a total simp now. He's a liberal simp. Again, conservatives are strong, liberals are weak, and liberals are victim. They're weak because they run the victim card. I should make some walk this way. That's funny, Randy. I should make some red pill songs. I think it would get banned because I'd use too many swear words to emphasize the woman's character. But Freaky Jersey, I think you need to make an "I Ain't the One" with your rock star, with your rock style NWA. You guys, you need to listen to NWA. When we get off this live stream, listen to that song. That's red pill rap. In fact, even Run DMC, if you guys even know what I'm talking about, old school rap, Run DMC. Run DMC has a song called "Dumb Girl." Listen to that. My son, my 14-year-old, where he's now 15, we were listening to it. He's like, "Dad, these women are so dumb." I go, "Well, Run DMC sang about it, so you guys know what up." That sissy glittery hair metal. Yeah, I like Motley Crue, like early Motley Crue. I do like a little bit of Poison, but a lot of that stuff's simpy. Yeah, Pantera. How about Sepultura? Megadeth. I saw Metallica in 1987. Was it And Justice for All tour? I can't remember. The Cult opened up. Perfect. I play everything too. I just like playing guitar. Just some of the chord sequences are fun to play, regardless of the lyrics. So, synthesizer, right on, brother. Synth's great. Country music is total simp. Oh my gosh, every one of them. Old Dominion. I don't want to be a one-man band. Total simp. Pantera is the trendiest thing to recommend on internet chat since the 90s. Well, it's Five Finger Death Punch, Avenged Sevenfold. Those are all like big time radio music now. Reverend Horton Heat, I saw him 3 times. Love him. In fact, I've got Space Heater. I was playing Space Heater the other day with Lie Detector. One of my favorite songs by Reverend Horton Heat is Lie Detector. So I love rockabilly. In fact, I like rockabilly and I like psychobilly, which is a speeded up rockabilly. McTal Life's in the building. Hell yeah. NWA is Red Pill. He's from California. He knows what up. Hell yeah. Good. Freaky Jersey's going to get some Red Pill cover mixes. I told you about my experience with Kurt Cobain. I met him in 88? 87 or 88. They opened up for Tad Mudhoney. He was in the crowd, and I said hi to him. He was really cool at the time. His Dave Grohl wasn't on the drums, but Chris Novoselic was the bassist, the big, tall Croatian dude, and Kurt. He was a nice guy. Pine Street Theater. It was actually January of 88, because 87, I remember seeing Def Leppard in December on their Hysteria tour, which was crazy, right? Run DMC, love those guys. Public Enemy, it's funny you say Public Enemy. Chuck D, funny, right? I saw Flavor Flav in Vegas a year and a half ago. He was on the subway, or he was on the train getting off Delta, and I saw him and I said, "Yeah, boy, what time is it? Yeah, boy." And he gave me a fist bump. Funny, he looks the same. He looks like he did in 1987. Sepultura, yeah, I like those guys. Saw Crew backing up Ozzy. They just yeah. I don't know if you heard Ozzy's latest that came out in March. I think it's pretty good for a guy that can't even walk. Interview a logical woman that is known to be a logical woman. Well, I would love to find a logical woman. They can masquerade as logical, but then you ask them a question that they can't answer, then the female nature comes out. Yeah, Metallica's turned really simpy lately. And James Hetfield, MGTOW Life, is a pretty staunch "Don't Tread on Me" libertarian, but I think some of their music. Lars is a total simp. The drummer and the lead guitarist. I don't think James is lead. I think he's rhythm, but the lead guitarist that plays the solos, I think he's simpy too. I don't know if you saw that some kind of some kind of creature, the documentary they did, but the guy that owns the horse ranches, the guitarist, he's really simpy. I think the guy that runs the testosterone is James Hetfield. Country music is lost. It's all simp, but I like to play some of their songs. I won't lie to you. They're fun to play. They're four chords, great rhythm, but total simp. Sydney Watson. I don't know Sydney Watson. Tell me about him. Banned Buju for his biggest song. Of course they did. When he passed, it was 94. I remember I was 22. It was a weird day. I was in college. A bunch of my buddies, I was in a band at the time. I was in a punk band. I was a singer for a punk band. And we were just tweaking. It was surreal that he died. It was like, whoa, no way. Because, they only made it 91 to 94 were their really big years when they had the big 2 albums. So, that was a very short time. I know that Jim Morrison had, 6 or 7 years from their first album to the time he died. So there's a bigger following. But yeah, Kurt Cobain died too quick. And I don't know if you've seen the documentary with some people say Courtney pushed him to it, but what is it called? Something Bleach. Check it out. It was on Netflix at one point. I'm just getting down here. Yeah, the Anti-Society people always recommend Pantera. MGTOW Life, yep. I have not seen Legends either. Good to see the gents. Freaky Jersey, yeah, we talked about that on email. He did he wore a clock on him even in Vegas. He's 60 years old. That was funny. Matt, Flavor Flav. Yeah, it's hard to listen to music, man. A lot of simp out there. Listen to LA Guns still doesn't sing simpy stuff. They have a couple, but 80% of them are pretty anti-woman. Gregor Red Pill keeps breaking down over 50%. Yeah. Some of Greg's stuff, I liked him a lot, but I still listen to some of his stuff. He's in a world of hurt. He's got 18 years left of dealing with. He's got to get a business. That's what he needs. Yeah, Lars is a total simp. Total simp. The way he talks is simp, but he's a great drummer. I'm a supporter of Don't Tread on Me as well. I'm a libertarian, guys. Look, just leave me alone. You guys want to go someplace where there's not a lot of government, where they can't stand the government? Montana and Alaska. Go to Alaska. Go to a bar called Humpty's. It's in Anchorage. It's the most famous bar in Alaska. You'll see guys in flannels and beards down to their belly buttons that if there even is a whiff of the Fed, they go nuts. So, do you play any Primus? I like Primus back in the day. I didn't get into them as much. Couple songs. My Name is Mud, right? Sydney Watson seems legit. Who's Sydney Watson? I've got a senior moment, or I have no idea. Tell me who he is, or she is. The man with no name. What up? He's in the house. Hell yeah, he is. Primus is a nice bassist. That guy knows what up. He knows how to play bass. How about Infectious Grooves? I liked Infectious Grooves when they were Suicidal Tendencies. Does that tell you? All I wanted was a Pepsi. But they're cool. Kirk Hammett. That's right. That's his name. He's always been the girly boy. Yes, he speaks with a very soft tone. Yes, but he plays damn well. My father killed himself beginning of last year. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, my friend. Look at the good and keep his legacy going on. And I hope that a woman wasn't behind that. Divorce, guys. I have fallen brothers, good friends. This is real. This is why I do it, because the red pill is real. When you hear that, typically there is a female behind that person. There's something about it that's causing them to take their life or to do something drastic, hurt themselves. And that is why this information is so important. You know, there's a lot of guys that are in their 65, 7 years, you know, that are now learning it. I'm lucky that I found out 45. I can at least have the rest half of my life knowing this information, and get this information out to the younger guys. If you hear them talking in the gym, just say one thing. Why do women need so much attention these days? Make them think. Don't tell them women are bad, because they're going to go the opposite. Just ask them a very direct, pointed question. Why are women so into attention and the validation of men? See what they say. Maybe it'll make something happen. But if you tell some guy not to marry a girl, he's going to marry a girl. That's why I got to deal very cautiously with my boys, which is, hey, why do women spend so much time on their phone? Why are they so addicted to social media? Why does her mom act like she's 20? You know, just simple things. Make them think. And when they're ready, I'll tell them to YouTube Red Pill. I play a lot of Red Pill. A Better Bachelor, I play a lot in the background. I think he's pretty tame. And Greg Adams. So, anyhow, everybody shout out to Delta. Hey, rest in peace to your dad. Absolutely. Should I date at the age of 44? I am a proponent of short-term relationships, six weeks or less, maybe 8 weeks max. By 4 weeks are revealing female nature. If you need that thirst, that physical thirst, I don't have a problem with that. I'm not a MGTOW monk. So, but I would not date any girl long-term, because you're not getting anything. You're going to get headache and you're going to spend money. Get in and get out, just like a fire. Sydney Watson is a gorgeous girl. I'll say it logic. She's interesting and funny. I watch her as much. Let me check that out. I have no idea. I've watched Karen Strawn with Paul Elam, but and there's Nola Girl, but I don't know if you guys see Nola Girl, but I kind of question her. When you go through a divorce or a breakup, your trust goes down like this. You don't trust a lot of people, right? Trust is the issue. I think that's the casualty of Red Pill and MGTOW. It's trust. You no longer trust society, upbringing, culture, religion, and or people. You know, you question everything, which I think you should be, because at that point you're broken, or you've gone through a broken state, and it's important to deal with that. I'll have to check out Sydney Watson. But guys, I mean, the reality is this. There are no circumstances for any long-term relationship. There's nothing she can provide you outside of physical. Tell me what they will provide you. They're going to provide you money, strength, kids, and the physical is all they can provide you. In Morocco, girls are considered too old for marriage after 24. That makes sense, because the sexual marketplace value is 16 to 26, I believe. So, but hopefully, I hope that the internet, social media doesn't invade Morocco, because it's invading a lot of countries now. So when I made that video that said basically, there's no shortcut. The internet is prevalent everywhere. You can get on YouTube in every country unless it's banned. She says real stuff about MGTOW, but doesn't make much content. I think she might be studying MGTOW to make the videos. Yeah, probably. But yeah, I think you're right, Delta. Lady Crystaltini, no, I have not seen her. Check out, you guys, you know that Cardi B gal that did that song, which if women are listening to that song, they are washed up. There's a new girl named PP, P as in Peter, P as in Peter, cocaine. Look her up. She's even worse, and she has a huge following. I read an article about her, about how what she's doing to the younger generation, the songs that she's given out to the. I can't imagine my boys what they're going to have to deal with in 10 years. They don't cook, they don't clean, they don't do laundry. Most have they're all, narcissists. I don't like the word narcissist. They're just solipsists. They're all into themselves, right? They're completely into themselves. Women don't take accountability or responsibility. Zero. Ask a woman to say sorry. My wife said sorry twice in the whole marriage, and she was probably part of 90% of the issues. But you're right, MGTOW, absolute knowledge. You're right. They don't cook, they don't clean. No. See, they want what they want, but then they don't want what you give them. So when I say you can't ever satisfy them, you can't. They want the Chad and they want the friggin' the beta at the same time. It's pointless. And so when I say frame doesn't work, frame only works in the beginning as you're this Chad alpha. And then they'll whittle you down, or you'll get tired of dealing with them. And then the real person comes out. So I don't understand these guys that maintain frame, which is good for them. But I tell you what, 10 digits and on a phone can really wreak havoc on their lives. And where's frame at that point, right? The beginning of the dating, is when they're the best. They're playing a role that they're really not, because they want your attention. Cardi B, I bet my ex loves that WAP song. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, because it empowers them. But it's a filthy song if you really think about it. Like, seriously, they're basically becoming men, because that's what men talk about. Men talk about the physical. Remember what Trump said? Grab them by the blank. That's man talk. Why are women getting involved in man talk? It's whacked. Zero accountability, absolutely. Cardi B. What's the B stand for? I think we might know. Belligerent. I'm originally from Turkey and living in Ukraine. The women living in both countries are already liberal, modern women. Wow. I heard Turkey chicks are pretty hot. So that's interesting to know. What about Ukraine chicks? Everyone says Eastern Ukrainian women or Eastern Russian women, they're like untouched by society, but I doubt that. Let us know your thoughts, sound engineer. Matt, absolutely. They want our wallets. They don't want your heart. They want your wallet. If you give them what they want, you're weak. Absolutely. Give them nothing. Nothing. No attention, no validation. Be a dick. If you want a girl, be a total ass. Do everything opposite you think you should do. If you think you should call them, don't call them. Be like Fonzie from Happy Days, if you guys know who that is. Tristan, good to see you. Glad you could make it. Yeah, it was kind of what I posted this at 3. I'm not doing anything tonight. I'm going to ride tomorrow. I figured I'd reach out to like-minded folks. Grab them by the peace sleeve, absolutely. How can a judge order 50%? Well, it should be standard, really. You have to fight. I had to fight for mine. Cost me the price of a brand new Porsche, guys. So when we tell you not to get married or have kids, MGTOW Life talks a lot about that. Listen, you want to spend 150 grand plus? When mine filed for divorce, she wanted over $1.7 million in 19 years. That's why you get a very bad-ass attorney that defends you, which I did. And a lot of guys simp. They'll cave down. They'll cave down because they think that woman will come back. If I'm just nice, she'll see my niceness and come back. No, bullshit. Women made their decision to get rid of you months, if not years before. Women are absolute short-term thinkers. MGTOW Life nailed it. They're short-term. They're emotionally based. There is no such thing as an emotional bank account. Again, I talked about this in the beginning. What you put in 2 years ago means nothing today. Nothing. I told you guys, I helped bury my wife's dad, gave them money, gave her brothers jobs. What happened? Do you think she thought about that? No. It's only about today. It's not about It's not even about an hour ago. It's right now. You cannot solve their issues. You can't fix them. There is no shortcuts. So when you're holding frame and you're doing your PUA stuff, that's bullshit. That shit doesn't work. You want to try it? Try it and then report back and tell us how it went. Women are women. They have a small squirrel brain, just like Borat says. They're good for dating in short term. That's it. 6 weeks or less. Ask them if they can maintain an alpha frame. Oh shit, mine cried. She was an alpha in front of me, right? She was an alpha female, but man, when we come near the judge, she put on a show. They say the fires are pretty hot down there. My sister's in Fresno, Clovis area. She says it's crazy. So be safe out there, MGTOW Life, if you're gonna ride. You know what? MGTOW Absolute Knowledge. Women, I've had my share, multiple, and there's no difference between them all. Really. You know what the difference is? Silicone. That's the only difference. And even that's not a big difference. Well, if a woman divorces a man in South Korea, the man gets custody. But I agree with you. The man with no name. 50%. That should be standard. But it's a Duluth model, right? They believe women can take care of the kids better. Well, look at the prisons. They're all filled with gentlemen that have been raised by single mothers or an absentee dad. 84%, I believe, is incarcerated felons or prisoners. It's what have you done for me lately? Yeah, it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It's what have you done right now? How about that song by Janet Jackson? What have you done for me lately? There you go. You're seeing tattoos, wine, attitudes, give me truth everywhere because that is what gets them attention. And they escape with wine and antidepressants and TV shows. Coach S, hi Rebel. What should I do? My fiance cheated on me. I'm devastated. I didn't tell her I saw her with another dude. Dump her as soon as possible. She disrespected you when she went with somebody else. She will disrespect you triple if you go back to her. There's another bus every 10 minutes. You get rid of her. If you get with her and get married to her, she will do it again and again and again. And I'm not talking hyperbole. I'm talking the truth. Mine did the same thing that I was married. Give me truth. No, it's not you. It's friggin' reality. Yep. Want marriage? Just find a woman you hate most. Buy her portion and transfer her house into her name. You're the winner because you saved her. Yep. Yeah. We can make a whole podcast on that, Sleep. Absolutely. Divorce in the 1800s didn't exist. I think if it existed, it was violent or extreme domestic abuse. It's very, very rare. Up to 1968, it was an 87% marriage rate, 13%. You had to prove you were unhappy. You had to prove that you were depressed. So, 6'4" Myri, salute, brother, salute to you. Silicone is dangerous, and a lot of chicks have it. They have it in their ass now. Divorce laws favor women in every country. Is that not the truth? Absolutely. Dumper. Coach S, get rid of that gal. And this is what you do to get over an ex. I think I talked to a couple of folks about this. The way you get over an ex is you write a list of pros and cons. Those cons better be 4 to 5 plus, 4 to 5x what the pros are. And you be generous. You know, she made great filet mignon. She scratched my back. You list the cons down. She was always on her phone. She never initiated lovemaking. She never apologized. She never, you go all the way down. You read that. The second thing you do is this. This is what you do. This is the mind. I'm going to give you guys some sort of mind shit right now. Accept it. I accept that my girl cheated on me. I accept that it's broken. Your mind will go to ways, it will go to great lengths to put new opportunities and people in your life. Once you accept it, if you don't accept it, your mind's going to try to figure out how to fix it. Oh, how can I get back with her? I'm going to watch videos on how to get my ex back. I was the wrong person. I'm going to put her on a pedestal. No, you accept the breakup now. You write your list. You take a picture of that list. You read it on your phone every time you get depressed. That's how I did it. And that's how everybody should do it. You get rid of that gal. She disrespects you. Cheating. She's going to do it 10 times more. And she's going to disrespect you tenfold if you get back with her. Dump her. 50% child support. Men should get automatically full custody. I would agree. But guess what? They're half ours or half theirs, right? We'll see what very few I know that got 100%. Everyone's saying dump that shit. Coach S, send Rebel an email. Yeah, send me an email, brother. I'll give you some advice. Tristan, I'm glad I found your channel. You speak the truth. Well, you know what, guys? This is from experience that I've had. I had to go through it as well. So you're getting some value. You're getting a lot of value from guys that have been on this channel and otherwhere. John Boston, MGTOW Life, Freaky Jersey, sound engineer. I mean, everybody on this column has that experience with women, and we're sharing because I see beautiful women every day, but I have to remind myself it's literally mesmerizing. I look at them and then I say, you know what? She's got makeup. She's got a mask on. People are being red. We're waking up, but it's real easy to get. Let's be real. The red pill's wonderful to know. It's a secret power, but a really hot chick could call you for 3 weeks straight, and it would be tough to not take her calls. But if you do take her calls, short-term only. So thanks, Tristan. Women will serve their husbands because if she divorced, nobody wants them. No, God, divorced women are number one, easy, and they're damaged goods. They know that. That's why they give up the peace sleep real easy. How do you date under the Pentagram rule? Don't never bring them to your house. Always go to their apartment. Have text messages about how they're into you. Meet them initially at a Starbucks or a restaurant, but get a lot of text messages. Get some evidence that they're into you. But even that's risky. It's really risky. Yeah, Coach S, I think you're the beneficiary of the forum tonight. A lot of us have been in that situation. Just get rid of her. She disrespects you. She disrespects the relationship. She disrespects herself. She's damaged goods from here on out. And she's probably been damaged. You just figured it out, which we all had to do that. Hey, anyone that never got married, pat yourself on the back. You saved a lot of money and hassle. And the fact that you found red pill, good for you. Because it's a lifesaver. It really is. And they all cheat. All women cheat emotionally, physically, or mentally. Yeah. Think about the simping guys, MGTOW Absolute Knowledge, at the strip clubs. Think about all the simps that these women have in their phone, these orbiters that are sending them little good morning messages with emojis. I don't do emojis. Those are for 5-year-olds. Women are awesome. They just have to be kept in strict control, which is not tolerated. Yeah? Hey, I love women. I'll be real. Well, I think we all love women, but we don't like what women have become, and we do not like the fact that their nature has basically created a complete vacuum and void in this life. And they're damaging. Frame is the ultimate fantasy. It works for 3 weeks. You don't believe me? Trust me. Try it. Be a dick for 3 weeks. Women throw themselves at me all the time, but I know what comes with that. It's not really worth it, in the words of Rat. Get in, get out. Yep. I meet chicks all the time. Sometimes I love to uncover their female nature very quickly, but they're not worth it. The peace leave is the same everywhere you go. It eventually dries up. Delta, good for you. Stay that way. Work on yourself. Build yourself. Hit and quit if you need to. Again, there is nothing a woman can provide you. Nothing except physical. And if they provide the financial, they'll resent you. Yep. Yeah. My ex is with the simp that came to our wedding. Total simp. Even my boy said, what a total simp he is. Dad, he's not even like you. No. Because I'm a real guy. But women want the simp. Again, they want the alpha and beta in there early, and they'll nail that alpha and beta in 10 minutes, but they want the simp to settle down with, and then they resent the simp forever. That's a funny thing. They will always resent the simp for getting with them. So it's only transactional for them. They want the money or the status or the resources. We love women, but not female nature. Yep. Mm-hmm. I dumped her by text message. Good for you. Good for you. Good for respecting yourself. I did a video on that. Cheating is the ultimate sign of disrespect. Get rid of her. All right? And realize going forward that you don't need somebody that does that. And you know what female nature is. Female nature is constantly monkey branching. Learn that now, and your life will be better. You want a monkey branch? Monkey branch with yourself. Monkey branch to the next hobby, lifestyle, country, and you deal with it. And hit and quit. 6 weeks or less. It's easy, guys. After 4 throws, you're tired of them anyways. Let's be real. The problem is societal norms of back in the day have been destroyed. Yeah, of course. Yeah. There was cheating, but it wasn't rampant like today. Plus, they have to be made to behave like a lady, not Cardi B. Guys, I can't imagine in 20 years what people go, what do you think about these dolls? I think dolls are going to be very successful because women and men are going to be so far apart. The red pill MGTOW is going to be such a thing, and the women are going to be so masculine and like they're going to act like Cardi B. It makes no sense. It's apples and oranges. So you're right. When chicks see that absolutely MGTOW, absolute knowledge. When my wife couldn't tame me, she gave up. Roll-on companies that say you need frame, why are they so adamant that it works? Well, they have a business behind it, number one. I do like the rational male. I think there's a lot of truth to it. I don't believe in frame. That's my personal opinion. Frame doesn't last forever. You know what happens to frame? You know what trumps frame? 10 digits on your phone to the authorities. That's what trumps frame. You know what else trumps frame? Her friends that are getting divorced or breaking up or cheating, and that girl finds out. That trumps frame. You know what else trumps frame? Cardi B. You know what else trumps frame? Reality TV shows. You know what else trumps frame? Social media. So I listen to Donovan Sharp, and I just kept thinking, he talks about his girlfriend all the time. I go, that girl, 10 digits, dude, you're toast. I don't care how great you are, you're toast. They're not going to believe you. 10 digits on a phone. So frame doesn't exist when that happens. Let's be Leonardo DiCaprio, Mysterio would be the best way to go. A guy dumps a chick every 6 months. He's got a new 24-year-old. Rollo is not an expert of women. I think he's an expert. I think he knows what he's talking about, but his personal relationship, I think, skews a little bit about what he writes about. You can't hold frame, guys. Brad Pitt. Let me come back to this. I don't want to get you guys. I'm back to Jawara. Brad Pitt. I like Brad Pitt. I don't know if he's simpy. I think he's got a good persona. He couldn't hold it. Michael Jordan couldn't hold it. Donald Trump couldn't hold it for the first 2. I don't know, Jeff Bezos. I guarantee that chick was not putting out. He seems very simpy, but with $150 billion behind your name, don't you think you could be alpha? Right? He couldn't hold it. So, yeah, prioritize yourself over women. You are the prize. Men are the prize. We talk about that. Don't negotiate. Ever. Sever all ties. Never talk to her again. Coach us. Absolutely. Yeah, Facebook, social media, it's destroying women. Hypergamy doesn't care about how much frame you have. It doesn't. That's the best thing. Hypergamy does not care about any of the PUA, frame, any of that crap. Lose your job. Frame still exists. Doesn't. Again, I got a buddy that's worth $10 million. He got sick. He had neck surgery. He was in bed for 6 months. His wife cheated on him. You think frame? And he's an alpha male. He couldn't move. He was bedridden for 6 months. She ran off. He had frame. So I'm not a believer in frame. I don't believe it works. It's not long lasting. It works probably for 3 to 4 weeks. That's it. So one phone call to the authorities will ruin your life. Huh. Isn't that the truth? And I've had the authorities called. It got dismissed, but I had 4 cars show up one night at midnight. A complete false allegation. Guess who won? Me. But it sucked. Yeah, of course you feel like crap. Yeah. Send me an email, rebelagainstdefeat@gmail.com. Let's talk. It hurts. It does. Pain is real for a man. Absolutely. Anybody that's been through a breakup, if you can't, you don't understand the hurt, you're an idiot. Of course it hurts. We'll get through it together. Everyone on this channel on Red Pill's been through it. Can't out alpha the system. So what frame are you talking about? Well, the frame of holding this alpha male strength. The frame that the way you tell a woman how to be will last forever. That's the frame we're talking about. What Joseph Ramirez, what are your thoughts on the idea that there are government moles or spooks watching MGTOW? I wouldn't doubt it. Remember, feminism is a subset of communism. When men opt out of anything woman, how does feminism exist? When men decide that they're not going to deal with women, feminism only exists because of men. So when men opt out, what happens, right? So I think they're watching it, absolutely. Why do you think CNN and some of these articles are doing these hit pieces to destroy men? So I think you're right, Joseph. I think women are having more frame now. They have too many orbiters. Go on a dating app. It's 7-1. 7 men to 1 woman. That woman can do whatever the hell she wants. And these guys will maintain, they will maintain to her frame. So Mysterio, that's a great question. We haven't really talked about female frame, but there is female frame out there because that's why these simps are jumping through hoops. Basically what it comes down to. Is she going to jump through your hoop, which only lasts, which evaporates? It's like a big winter storm. For 3 days it lasts, then it begins to melt. That's frame. Or are you going to jump through her hoops? Where her frame, I think, exists longer because the man is thirstier. Does that make sense? What do I think about the TikTok app? I think it's just another way to get validation. It's going to destroy women even more. And guys that are on it, get the hell off that crap. That's female behavior. I tell my boys, get the hell off that. What do you think of Al Pacino never marrying but his buddy De Niro? I think Pacino was smart. De Niro is a simp. And he married an ugly chick, too. But then he's got that huge mole on his face. But I love his acting. Taxi Driver, you kidding me? What's the one he did? Deer Hunter? Deer something? He's a wacky dude. But I like some of his stuff. The man with no name, as soon as their wop dries up, little frame don't matter. You're absolutely right. The wall destroys all female frame. You know what? I don't even think the wall does. There's so many simps out there. Are you kidding me? Some of these simps are just doing the damn same thing, you know? If a man tells you that you can save your marriage or LTR by maintaining frame, sounds something like, I believe in unconditional love. There is no such thing as unconditional love, except if you have kids or a pet. That is it. There are more women than men on this planet. Yeah. Why are men so thirsty? I don't know, man. But we actually, if you go back 100 years, we've been raised by women. We've been taught by women in Sunday school and elementary school. So we've been basically programmed in a female brain scenario. If you guys go look at Jesse Lee Peterson, he's the big guy. He's a black guy on YouTube. He always says beta male and amazing. He does something on these boys raised by single mothers. And he talks about how these boys basically adapt the woman brain, and that's why they become simps and all sorts of soy boys and snowflakes. Very interesting. So check it out. Okay. Why are men so thirsty? That's why. While they're maintaining frame, their woman is sending people like me, Rad, MGTOW Life, and Rev 20 Tony messages claiming she's seeking. Guys, I get messages all the time from gals. Everywhere I go, riding my bike in Park City, in the middle of nowhere. They can sense that I'm not a simp or a snowflake. I don't know. Maybe it's the endorphins or the testosterone. And they try to hit me up. I remember this one girl, she was up at the 8 mile mark up on Mid Mountain. It's a trail. It's an amazing trail in Park City. And she said hi. She's kind of flirtatious with me. I wasn't even giving her attention. And I get down to the parking lot literally an hour later because I went up the Pinecone Trail, which is a steep trail, came down. She's still there, and she comes up and talks to me. Gave me her number. I threw it away. But if you really need, if you have a quench for thirst, the best thing to do, and I don't give dating advice, but if you want to you need to relieve that thirst, you go out and do everything opposite a simp would do. And you do it with gusto. And get a motorcycle. They love their self a whole lot. Yeah, damn right they do. They're solipsists. Modern female frame is manipulation. Is that not truth right there? Playing the victim card, shaming language. Oh, most women are liberal, man. You see, women love to be the victim. It's as simple as that. How to handle when she leverages kids. You know, might try to do that. The best thing you can do if you're going through like custody issues is just be the best dad you can be. Kids are smart. They will find out who the crazy is. And yeah, they do. These chicks take hostage. Kids are hostages. Kids are. My attorney said, kids are prizes. They won the prize when they had the kid. That's what women think. I asked him one time. I said, "Why are women want to be men?" That's what he told me. Who knows more about marriage than a divorce attorney, a successful one, right? MGTOW Life. As soon as Western society realized that there was money to be made off of let me come down here. Entity has their hands on extortion by law. Absolutely, man. Watch Divorce Court, that show on Netflix. Chicks do follow a formula. Yeah. Test it out. You guys want to do some testing? Go on Tinder. Be a simp. Act like a simp. See what happens. Then completely avoid. See what happens. But you're right, MGTOW Life. It's a business. The man with no name, at best, frame delays the inevitable. Yeah. Frame is a smoke screen. DTB. Absolutely. 95% simps, 95% skanks, 5% elites. Wow. Yep. Good. Get out in the trails, in the woods, do your thing, man. Work on yourself. Do what MGTOW Life does. Get a Harley. Ride that thing around. Work on that. Put your love into that. Put your resources. That Harley will never betray MGTOW Life. And it's only going to give them massive satisfaction and new experiences. I had a girl harpy scream in my face. Of course. Remember, when a woman doesn't get what they want, they resort to a 5-year-old. Because when they scream and throw fits, people pay attention. But you be the smart one that doesn't. She couldn't take the verbal arguments that she shrieked in my face. Of course. MGTOW, it's just microaggression. Liberals are the same way. Antifa is the same way. They can't deal with logic. And so they short circuit. The old classic does not compute. That's what happens. Never take them home. Never. That's a very good. You guys hear that? Never take them home. What's a youngest woman I had been with? 24. I was 46, and 57. I was 43. Thanks, Freaky Jersey. Appreciate it. But typically, if I had to quench my thirst, 35 to 41. But 50, there's some 55-year-olds are quite attractive if they take care of themselves out here. But the bitterness and the wine and the cats just destroys them. Tristan, women always look at themselves. They can't be without their phone. They're always taking selfies, man. These women are soul obsessed. The only person that exists in their life is themselves, then their kids, then their cats, then their wine, then their car, then their social media, then their purse, then their makeup, then their yoga, and then maybe you fall somewhere in the last 5 slots. Women don't love men. They only love what they can get from men. But you can't tell a guy that's married that or getting married. He believes in Disney. We all did. 1737. I don't know what that is, but let us know. They believe in instant gratification. Yep. They're in the now. These women they're emotionally now. They could care less what you did yesterday or tomorrow. It's now, now, now. They have emotional hurricanes every 2 minutes. If you want to get with a girl, there's one thing you can say. I've said this over and over. I can't imagine what you're going through. That's it. That's all you have. That is the only weapon or tool that you have in your arsenal that will even make sense to a woman, because a woman does not want to be fixed. She wants to be validated. If you validate them, you keep doing that. I can't imagine, Jenny, what you're going through. I can't imagine what it feels like to feel that way. A derivative of that. That's all you've got. But why do we need to deal with that crap? Why do we need to spend the energy telling a woman, I can't imagine what you're going through, to try to suffice her and validate her, when we should be validating ourselves and riding our bicycles and getting out and pumping iron and traveling and spending that energy? Because at the end of the day, why are we doing the validation? Ask yourself this. We're doing the validation because we want to get on top of them. There is no other reason for that. We want, as men, to get on top of a woman on a horizontal position. And that is why we validate them. It's too much energy. When I was 15, oldest was like 27. I was 19. I quit after 19 for the most part, monk life. Well, I'm not against monk life. I think you can go monk for 3-4 months, and then you need to, take care of yourself. All women cheat. AWOL, absolutely. MGTOW Life, all women cheat. Mentally, physically, or mentally, or emotionally. A buddy's going through divorce. His woman cheated twice emotionally in 15 years with the same guy. And I said, what? You took her back the first time? Emotional affair is worse than a physical affair. Emotional uses her brain and her body with the tingles. A physical affair is just purely physical. But there's an old saying, you can't fix stupid. Hike in the wilderness. It's, that's my church for me, Reverend. Good for you. Reverend's in the house. Go to the woods, ride your bike, hike, go to waterfalls. I do a lot of that. I think I've done some videos of the waterfalls. Just nature, you know. Water is a great place to get rid of your pain and anger as well. Water has healing properties. Look it up. It's 4 a.m. Thanks, sound engineer. Keep in touch, brother. I always appreciate your comments. Much love. I want to be a lighthouse manager. I think that'd be cool. Did you see that last? Where did he go? You guys are up here. I want to make sure everybody hears. I get to everybody. There's a movie with Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe with the lighthouse. That was cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's true, McTell Life. Sound engineer is a good dude, man. Shout out to him. Fernando, hello. I don't know where you're from. Let us know where you're from. Hi, Rad. What do you think about marijuana? It relaxed me and helped me to think clearly. I never had a problem with the leaf. I think there's healing properties in it. They just can't make money on it. That's the problem. That's why they make it prohibited. Alcohol takes a lot to make. You can grow a plant in your backyard, but they can't make money on it. So, the government wants to deal with it. But I don't know why people are in jail because of a plant. Doesn't make any sense, right? But again, moderation in all things. What do you think about the Duluth model and courts being on women's side? Mickey Mick, I think it's real and I think it's truthful. And I think in my court, we had a woman attorney or a woman judge that cited for 50-50 custody, no alimony, and child support based on an income calculator. So she did not follow that model. But I also had great representation. And a lot of guys don't get that. Texas, horrible. The only thing in Texas is no alimony. State law. Always dumped by text. Move on. Yeah. Smart. Blessing of text messages. Macho Toxico. Did you see that live stream, Fernando? Obrigado for coming. Macho Toxico did a live stream with Rolo after my live stream. I think I was the first American he did. Cool guy. You guys, check it out if you haven't seen that live stream. Same women in Brazil are the same in the United States. So now he's doing Stefan Molyneux. I mean, these are big players in Red Pill and MGTOW Knowledge, and I enjoyed my time with him. So thank you, Fernando, for being here. Spread the word. Obrigado. I would prefer 22 all day. All women are attention. Attention's their currency, man. You don't give a woman, guys, if you want a woman, don't give them attention because the simps are giving them attention. They don't like the simps. They want the guy that doesn't give them attention. And I'm not a MGTOW mom, all right? But I'm also not in the game a lot because it's a hassle. And I know it's there. There's no advantage for me. I've had enough. I got the household surveillance topic on my channel, 4x4 cameras. Good. Protect yourself. Absolutely. Independent career woman. I dated, actually went out with one. They're like everybody says. They put their careers first, and by the time they're 38, they wonder why they're so miserable and bitter because they didn't follow their DNA programming. They're only good for one thing. And most of the time, they put 150 hours in their work. And then they end up winos, and they're into cats, and they're always traveling. They're horrible, bitter. Deal with them. I've dealt with them tons at work, tons of them. Super creepy. They're probably creating a void in the universe. Yeah. Yeah, right. Do you think that there's a lifelong link between you and a girl you had a passionate sex? No. I think your first time is important. I think there's a link, but this is a rite of passage. Exes will always come back. Dump her, don't talk to her for 6 months, she'll come back. And she'll ask you to come back. She'll send breadcrumbs. Female nature, my friend. They do exactly what happened to you, and then they will come back. But they're not going to come back. And if they come back, kick them to the curb. Don't even give them the opportunity to lay horizontal with you. That'll even make them even more crazy. You are the prize. Do not forget it. What have you done for me lately? That's what they want. Don't give them attention, whether they're coming back or they're dumping you. Kick them to the curb. It's harsh, but it's the truth. So hang in there. You guys have got some comments. I just want to answer everybody. My little brother just married a lawyer. Ooh. Ooh. I would not want to deal with that. She's going to argue with him every night. Have a nice week, Reverend. And Matt Danner, guys, just effing learn it. Yeah. Learn this stuff. We've got 25 of us in here. Several of us have been married and gone through divorce, custody. Do not get with them. Give them no attention, no long-term relationship, no cohabitation. Don't go home with them and work on yourself. If somebody told me that now and I had 1% of listening, I would have taken that 1% any day over $1 bazillion. Yeah. Matt's 100% right, MGTOW Life. Most are leeches, they're burdens. Yep. Yeah, basically. Fernando, I learned from the Wareth way, validating the will of life nowadays. There you go. Well, a lot of us are divorced too, Fernando. And they will mess with your head, Reverend. Yeah, keep on walking out in those trails. And the video said a girl's first boyfriend. Yes, a girl's first boyfriend is her dad. My daughter loved her dad until the mom kind of got involved around the age of 14. If a woman does not have a strong male father in her life, she's damaged goods. That's all I'm going to say. You don't believe me? Test it out. Facts could care less about feelings. Ben Shapiro said that right. Facts could care less. That's why liberals don't like it. They're all emotionally based victims, right? We'll look up that movie. Thanks, man. If you had the opportunity to talk to your 18-year-old self, what advice would you give about Red Pill? I would say make as much money as you can, travel as many countries, do not get long term. I would say that female nature is female nature from the age of 14 to 100, 200 years old. Do not put your heart out there. Only look at the physical. Only know what a woman can provide, which is the exact same. Very few can provide financial. Most of them are in debt. So if they make $1 million a year, they spend $2 million. They can't provide you financial, and then they'll nickel and dime you for everything. So finance, they can't provide anything mentally. Men and women's brains are different. Emotionally, they can't provide anything. They'll look down on you if you feel sad that your dad died or your mother died. They'll call you a beta. They'll call you weak. It's a shit show, guys. I mean, females are creatures, but they're gorgeous to look at. Thanks, Fernando. We love your participation. Thank you from Brazil. I think you're from Brazil or Portugal. The chronic bud is our bud, better than booze. Yeah. I think marijuana should be legal. Booze shouldn't. Marijuana is less damaging to your health and to others, but whatever. Ask the Kennedys when they were bootleggers, right? Delta, yep, there are other plants. I take maca root, which is Peruvian, I think. A lot of energy, a lot of stamina. But yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of wonderful herbs out there that are smart. Get rid of your feelings. Fernando, wonderful. Yeah, once you get rid of your feelings, you can focus. I think Coach Greg Adams talks about post-clarity nut. After you nut, you have that clarity. Once you get rid of it, once you can understand your feelings, listen, when it comes to a woman, your feelings are fleeting. There's only one reason you're with that woman. For some reason, you do two. For some reason, you need to feel validated, or you want to lie down horizontally with them. That's it. If you had a strong mother or father, you don't need the validation of a woman. Men are all the same. Well, women are all the same. Women are predictable. Women are absolutely predictable. The Duluth model has ruined a lot of men's lives. Is not the truth. Absolutely. Texas is filled with meat-filled lady lumps. Stay away from that state. Oh, that's funny. Here in Utah, it's full of fake eyelashes, fake eyebrows, silicone, hair extensions, fillers, body slimming clothing, Chevy Tahoes with big wheels, trucker hats. So good. Fernando, thanks for representing. Brazilians are going through the same thing. You know, the internet is basically flattening everything. So even Islam countries are going to suffer. It's going to be hard. I mean, the tide is coming for all women because of the internet. Watch, I've said this before, watch 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 2. There is a black African woman that goes to Jordan as a fiancé to a Jordanian Islam guy. Watch that. Her name is Brittany and his name is Yazan. And is a female. You want to see female nature? Watch that show. You want to see simps? Watch that show. The wall hits them all. Work on yourself. Yes. And if you don't work on yourself, the wall is going to hit you too. Guys, I'm 48 years old. I feel great. I can still skate 14-foot ramps, still pull air, still ride hard. It's because I haven't let myself go and I continue to chase excellence. You can do the same thing. If you're heavy, you don't feel good, you look like an idiot, new set of clothes, new hobby, start lifting weights. Remember, treadmills burn calories, weights burn fat, and build muscle. Best thing I ever heard. Okay. I knew a girl gave blankety blank for a pack of cigarettes. Yeah. No surprise. No surprise. My next live stream, I don't know. Whenever I feel like it. But, I'll try to get out some sort of announcement. You guys have been great. This is fun. This is fun. If it was just me and talking to myself, it'd be fun. Why can't you go home with them? Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't bring them to your house. Go to their house. It's safer. You go to court because she came back to your house. Again, you have an advantage over the woman if she's at your house. If you go to her house, she invited you to her house. Does that make sense? But be very careful. Make sure those text messages agree that you are desired by her. And then send her a text the next day. It was amazing how beautiful she is. Some sim text. She'll say, that was so wonderful too. Keep those. Get the motorcycle. Yep. I was looking at a Harley. Was it the 88 something? The Bobber and the Indian Scout. You're gonna tell me MGTOW Life to get the Harley, but I like the Scout. The Scout looks cool. Even the Honda Shadow, the black one, what is it? The Honda Phantom Shadow, that looks pretty dope too. But Harleys are dope as well. Nowadays I can save much more money alone. Yeah, dude, guys, men are minimalists. You'll save a ton. Find a trade, ditch the suit and tie. Bricklaying, HVAC, roof, siding. Guys, I know a ton of plumbers that have millions of dollars. Nobody wants to do the hard or dirty work. Right? Good. Keep that truck, Delta. Get that truck tricked out. Enjoy that truck. Let that truck take you to new places, new experiences without women to complain and nag at you. Coach S, you don't care. She's banging someone else. Yeah, they don't care. All women cheat, mentally or emotionally. We've all learned from the worst way. We must go on being strong and focused on our personal and professional objective. That is the matter. Absolutely, Fernando. Obrigado for saying that, my man. All right, nothing wrong with the Indian Scout. Well, good. I do like it. I like the Bogger. Guess what? One seat. You can't haul another woman behind you. That's the value of it. Thanks, Reverend. I don't know. I don't do this for all that fame crap. I think I'm shadow bound though. So I want to help as many people as I can. That's just why I do this. I'm not ever going to monetize this crap. I thought about making mugs, just to remember when you're drinking coffee or water or whatever, just, to rebel against all of the defeat a woman can bring to you or a boss can bring to you. And I'd probably sell them at cost. That's it. So avoiding women keeps lots of money in your pocket. Damn right. I use my passenger seat to store luggage. Isn't that, wow, that's much better than hauling around a 170-pound woman, right? That's nagging and complaining that you're going too fast. Yeah, I mean, I think I used the word woman. I got shadow banned, but whatever. I mean, guys that find me are the people that need it. Make that absolute knowledge. I have to check out your channel, man. I didn't know you'd made videos. You guys make videos. I want to be subscribed to your channels as well. So let's keep together and let's get this message out. Anybody that's not doing videos, get your videos out there. Get them out there. Get them heard. Get them. We need to spread as much We need to be literally like tentacles to grow. Because they get rid of tons of people and then a new crop show up and tons of people. We need backups. Everything's flagged. Online dating is terrible. Landwells believe they are a 10. Oh, dude, chicks think fat girls. They're not even on. I would give them a 0.5. They're not even a 1. Walk around like they're princesses. Guys, online has destroyed women. Tinder, a fat, ugly chick will literally have 60 betas thirsting for her sleeve. And these betas will be from heavy to fit to attractive because betas will nail anything. And so they walk around the grocery stores and Target and around like they're out. I remember before I bought my house, we had to sell our marital house. I moved into a nice apartment just because I wanted my kids to have a nice place to go with a pool and stuff. But these women, these heavy women would walk around and they would stare at me like, why aren't you staring at me back? I'm like, number one, you've got more chins than a Chinese phone book, disgusting. So John McClane lookalike from a movie Die Hard. Bruce Willis, right? I like Bruce. He went through that Demi Moore. That chick was damaged. But then he remarried, so I like his stuff, but I hope he doesn't have to go through it again. 10 years from now, he's going to be 70. You think that chick's going to monkey branch? I'd say 90% chance she's going to monkey branch. Hopefully he had a prenup. Die Hard? Die Hard I think is pretty alpha. He does look like, that's funny. I think the Bruce Willis, he's a pretty conservative guy. So even Schwarzenegger. But Schwarzenegger cheated with his Hispanic maid that wasn't very attractive. But do you think Marie Shriver was giving it up? Nah, she dried up years ago. So he needed something. And like even celebrity simp. Look at some of these women that men. Look at Hugh Grant when he left Elizabeth Hurley. He was simping with this black prostitute. I don't think she was attractive. That guy could have gotten anybody. He was probably doing it to hide his shenanigans. Women have princess complex. I call it princess destiny syndrome. But you're right. Fat whale can get a way higher notch count faster than the average dude. Yep. A woman, guys, I have seen the ugliest women literally get nailed. They get nailed all day long. There's the thirsty simps are everywhere. They destroy it for the rest of us. And they destroyed it for men, really. It's really sad. DAP, yep. That is the opposite of WAP. 63-year-old Sharon Stone looking for man. Oh, she looked great. And what was that movie she did? And showed her legs spread apart. Oh, what was the name of that? Can't remember. I thought she was hot like 25 years ago. She looked good. Whoever's nailing that 25 years ago, he gets a medal in my book. Happened to Brad Pitt, guys. Look at Brad Pitt. He was on The Most Sexiest Man Alive, 4 times? He's a country boy. Most of his films have grossed over $500 million a piece. Very successful. Guy's worth $500 million. Wanted to have a family. That gal she was married to, Aniston, didn't want to, so he gets with. I never found Angelina Jolie attractive, but look what happened to him. Now tell me, where's Angelina Jolie going now? Supposedly she's dating women. I mean, who's better than Brad Pitt? A billionaire from Brunei? But they don't look like Brad Pitt. They might have more money, but again, they'll go for more money, right? But supposedly Angelina Jolie is dating women. She's already had the top. She'll get with a woman, and then they'll fight, and the cops will come. And guys, you cannot. That you want to see female nature? Angelina Jolie is 100% textbook. Destroyed him, false allegations, kept the kids, parental alienation, dumps a very high-value male, and now is dating women. I mean, I don't even think I have to do another video. I'll just say refer to Angelina Jolie, because that's all of them. I never liked her acting anyways. The simps ruin the game. Yep, they do. But there's always going to be simps. Because this is why. If you take a look, read the book No More Mr. Nice Guy. I read that 5 years ago. No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. The guy was married 2 or 3 times. He's a therapist. He interviewed a bunch of these guys, and he realized in the last 100 years, men today, even our fathers, my grandfather wasn't, but my dad, your dad, if you're 48 or younger, or even 50, was raised and educated by women at Sunday school and in public education. And for 18 years, we dealt with feminine energy. That's why there's so many simps. So when an alpha male or a tough guy stands out and says, hey, and holds frame, really? The only frame you should hold is the one below your seat when you're riding your bike. That's it. And keep your frame visiting countries and studying and doing shit to make you better. Guys, this is real stuff. I have no benefit for having anybody not follow these advices from even the forum folks and the folks that have listened. There's no value in chasing women. Even the whole kid argument. I want to have kids. I get that. But now it's too dangerous legally, emotionally, and mentally. Okay. I'm just reading some of this quick. Fat chicks are like scooters. I think John Boston said that. Yeah, I remember that. Yep, she is fake. Her whole face is surgically altered. She's disgusting, man. Chick's ugly. She's a freaking freak show too. She won't be cast very much anymore. Look at Gwyneth Paltrow. She made a candle that mimics her peace leaf. I mean, what a wacko. She's got to get it. Again, that's another female nature. You want to see female nature? They're trying to get attention. So what better way to get attention to say, buy a candle that smells like me after the peace leaf got nailed? Look at Cardi B getting attention by talking about her WAP, her WAP. Again, women seek attention constantly. The moment you don't give them attention, they go nuts. Again, if you want a girl, you want to hang out with a gal, give her no attention. Act like she doesn't even exist, and she will seek you. That's you want a PUA skill? That's your PUA. Go to a bar, sit, don't look at any hot chick. Happens to me all the time. Guys, I'm bald. Look, I got no hair. I sit at the bar. I usually have my hat on. I take my hat off. I don't look at any of them. They come up and talk to me. I just sit like this. Yeah, and they got all these simps all over them. That's ridiculous. You don't need any PUA skills. That's baloney. Lesbians have the highest divorce rate, the man with no name. You got to privatize all of your videos. That makes sense. I try to go to BitChute, and my videos haven't transferred yet. Let's see what happens. I just want to save them. The root words of nice in Latin and Middle English are ignorant and stupid. Yeah, well, I think you're onto something. I like to live away in the mountains, away from women. Guys, go watch the movie Jeremiah Johnson, 1972, with Robert Redford. He lives in the mountains away from women, but he gets a Indian princess who actually submits to him. Ignoring women would work like a charm if there weren't so many simps. That right there is a truth bomb. Thank you for sharing that. Guys, this has been great. Have a wonderful night. Coach S, we send our love. Send me an email. And do what we say. Your life will be better. See you guys tomorrow. Well, see you guys next week. Keep it real. God bless.